Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Good evening, good evening. Hey, hope my friends are doing well this evening. Good evening. Please invite followers. I think I have something real good to say this day. Hi there, Stephanie and Maria. I think that I have something real good to say today, real practical and powerful. Gotta love the shoe diva in Ohio. If you'd be so kind as to let's do our quick roll call. I love doing this. Let me know where you are joining us from, what city or what state you are joining us from. Thank you for those who are inviting your followers. I appreciate it. We will not disappoint this evening. We could do this roll call. Where are you scoping in, joining the scope from this evening? What city, what state? Hey, South Carolina is on, and Kalamazoo, Michigan is on, and Michigan again, San Fran. We got the West Coast and the East Coast in South Carolina. That's good stuff. Michigan is representing this evening as well. I want to give a few more people an opportunity to get on the scope. Columbus, Ohio is representing as well. Bloomfield Hills is representing. I want to share something with us before we get started on what I really want to talk about this evening. Our thoughts and prayers are with those who are experiencing tragedy and heartbreak, those that make the news and those that do not make the news. We are praying for those families of victims. We are also praying for the families of the villains, because hurt people hurt people. And so we are praying for them as well tonight and always, that God will heal them and be their comfort, and that we will just do what it is and do what it takes to, as believers, to be the salt of the earth and to be the light of the world. And for those who are non-believers, you still have time to believe in Jesus. All right, I want to dive right in then this evening. Because I know our time might be limited. I really would like for you to invite your followers. Thank you for the ones who have done that already. And maybe you want to check the scope out first and see if it's worthwhile. So I think it's going to be, hey there, Lisa. Hope all is well with you in the South there. Hey, so what I want to talk about this evening is the power of routine. The power of routine. It's basic general knowledge that whatever you do on a consistent basis, maybe between a 21-day and a 30-day window, it becomes a routine or a habit in your life. And so I want to give you the definition of routine, my definition of routine, and then I'll give you 5 things that I think that you should do on a regular basis that should become part of your routine, or that should be very intentional in your routine. So routine by definition means habit. And I wanted to make sure I jotted this down in my journal and make sure I got it right. A routine is a habit. It is something that starts off, catch this, a routine is something that starts off intentionally voluntary and turns into involuntarily intentional. Okay, so it starts off intentionally voluntary, but you do it so much that it turns into involuntarily intentional. The act is involuntarily intentional, which means you've done it so much that you have made it a part of your daily routine. There are five things that I want to share with you that I would suggest that you make part of your daily routine that will express the power of routine. And I hope that you keep sending up those hearts, and hey, comment on something that sounds good to you, and even share some things that you do in your daily routine, if you don't mind, that you don't mind the rest of us knowing, and that we could duplicate. So number 1 is that you have to commit to develop your mind, body, and soul daily. Commit to develop your mind, body, and soul daily. I think it is so imperative. I think sometimes that people, we have a tendency of developing one thing over the other, not recognizing that all three of those areas need attention. They need development, and we have to commit to do that. It will start off intentionally voluntary. You have to be intentional about doing it until it becomes involuntarily intentional. So you have to commit to develop your mind, body, and soul daily. If you will get up and go to the gym, or get up and use your Stairmaster or your equipment at home and eat properly, but you will not develop your mind, you will have a good-looking body and an empty head. And nobody in their right mind wants somebody who has a good-looking body and an empty head. So it is so imperative that you commit to develop your mind, your body, and your soul daily. It is imperative that you take you receive your intake of the Word of God, your daily bread, your prayer, your devotional, your meditation, whatever it is, you have to, your memory verse, whatever it is, you have to commit to develop your mind, your body, and your soul daily. Number 2, learn something today that you didn't know yesterday. Learn something today that you didn't know yesterday. Thank you, Maria, for being the scribe. Number 2, learn something today that you didn't know yesterday. Today is a gift. And I think one of the gifts that we give God daily is to say, hey, God, I do not know it all. And so I'm going to learn something today that I did not know yesterday. I'm going to learn something about someone today I didn't know yesterday. I'm going to learn something about something I did not know yesterday. I'm going to learn something about my job I didn't know yesterday, or about the company I work for, the neighborhood I live in, the places where I shop, the people with whom I congregate. And I'm not just talking about church congregation. I'm talking about that you gather with. Learn a new route to work. Just stumble and get lost and just learn a new way. So learn something today that you didn't know yesterday. And this contributes to the power of routine. This might be my favorite one. This is the third one of 5 I want to give you. But number 3, what you give away will come your way. All right, let me say it again. What you give away will come your way. Very oftentimes when we are building things and constructing things, whether they are our businesses, whether they are families, whether they are churches, whether it is a savings account, a banking account, whatever it is that we're building, oftentimes we think, and maybe not on purpose, but we kind of have a hoarder's mentality. And once again, it might not be on purpose, because it is imperative that you focus on the task at hand. If you are buying a house, you're not out just spending money going to the mall. You trying to get all your stuff together, because the more you have, the less you have to borrow. The more you have, the less you have to beg from other people for. So, but it is so imperative to recognize that in your daily routine, that you ought not just get up seeking to be blessed, but you ought to seek to be a blessing. Let me say it again. You ought not get up every day seeking to be blessed, but you ought to get up seeking to be a blessing. And that's what I meant by the power of the routine, this component of what you give away will come your way. If you need a harvest of love, sow seeds of love. If you need a harvest of good communication, sow seeds of good communication. If you need more time on a project, sow a seed of your time. One of the things I need you to understand is that, and this is the way I've heard one of my mentors say it, you are a walking warehouse of seed. Everything you have is a seed. And here is the thing. This is one of the things I teach them at our church because it is a good principle that if you do not have enough, it is not your harvest, it is your seed. If you have more than enough, it is your harvest. So for example, let me be crystal clear. If you need a new job, your current job is not your harvest, it is your seed. So you have to be faithful where you are in order to set yourself up to become fruitful. So number 3 is what you give away will come your way. Some people call it karma. Some people call it the circle of life. Some people call it the law of reciprocity. The Bible calls it the law of sowing and reaping. It doesn't make a difference, but the principle is true that what you give away will come your way. Number 4 is so crucial. Take time out for time in. Take time out for time in. The easiest way to say it is take some me time every day. And I recognize that on the scope, we might have mothers and wives or husbands or fathers or guardians, or you might live a very busy lifestyle even without children and without pets and without, elderly parents to care for, or grandparents or what have you. But it is so imperative that you take time out for yourself, that you take time out for time in. You work quite a bit. And when you do this, when you take time out for time in, you allow your mind to be able to be renewed. You slow your mind down. May I give you a practical principle or a practical point? One of the things that might keep you up all night, follow me, because this has been psychologically proven, that your mind is bombarded with stimuli. If you're watching television, I'm guilty. If you're watching television up until the time you plan to go to sleep, and then turn the television off and expect to be able to shut your mind off, that probably is not going to happen. Now, I'm going to say something that is very, very humorous, but I'm so serious about it. Anytime I want to have a good night's sleep, I read the Bible before I go to sleep. I know y'all think that's spiritual. I read the Bible because I never read the Bible like a novel. So when I read it like a novel, it puts me to sleep. Y'all pray for me. Yes, the pastor did say that reading the Bible like a novel puts me to sleep. I am not lessening the power of God. It is my favorite book on the planet. As you all look at my library behind me, the majority of the things you see are Bibles and spiritual books. That's not the thing in self-help books. I'm just suggesting that you take time out for time in. Let's recap right quickly. The power of routine. Number 1, commit to develop your mind, body, and soul daily. None of those 3 can go lacking. So make sure you commit to develop your mind, your body, and your soul daily. That has to do with the music you listen to, things you listen to in the car, at the bus stop, on public transportation, while you're walking, while you're doing exercises, because what you internalize is what you implement. What you internalize is what you become. Number 2, learn something today that you didn't know yesterday. Learn something today that you didn't know yesterday. Translation, don't seek to be an expert, seek to be a lifelong learner. If you will commit to being a lifelong learner, you will always be considered the expert, because people trust that you have gone to find out what it is that you're talking about. Number 3, what you give away will come your way. What you give away will come your way. Make sure that you seek to be a blessing and not always seeking to be blessed. It is so, yes, you can seek to be blessed because the Lord wants to bless you, and the Lord is going to use people to bless you. But please understand that when you are blessed, y'all know we are blessed to be a blessing. Number 4, take time out for time in. Take some me time daily. Even if it's your time in the bathtub, your time in the shower, you go for a walk, it's your time at the gym, it's your time on the Stairmaster, in your basement, in your workout room. If it's a television show that you just like to watch, and you're going to identify one every day, whether you have children or not, whether you have a spouse or not, whether you're caring for elderly parents, grandparents, handicapped or a physically disabled individual, your pet, no matter what the situation is, take time out for time in. You will last longer. And my 5th and final point, as it relates to the power of routine, live for today, but look forward to tomorrow. Live for today, but look forward to tomorrow. It is so imperative that we appreciate the moment that we're in. One of the things that I tell myself, and I work on this daily, and I have not mastered it, my confession time, I have not mastered this, but I work on this daily. I tell myself and I tell others, wherever you are, be there. Wherever you are, be there. And what I mean by that is, wherever you are physically, be there mentally, be there emotionally, be there conversationally. So one of the things I've been challenging myself to do lately is that when I am in somebody else's audience, I turn the volume down on my phone and I flip it over. And then I have to challenge myself not to keep flipping it over to see if it rang, because if that were the case, I could have kept it face right side up. So it's so imperative that wherever you are, be there. If a person has your attention, it's probably because they want your attention, and we hope that they will keep your attention. So live for today. But look forward to tomorrow. I am adamantly opposed. Now, this is just me. It's my Periscope, so I'm not imposing this on you. I'm just exposing you to it. I am adamantly opposed to living today like today is my last day. Because what I've learned about people my research, I've not seen this in any books, but what I've learned about people who live every day as though it's their last day is that they have a tendency of being reckless. And I'm not advocating, nor am I suggesting that you be reckless. I am strongly saying, though, you want to make sure that you're not so focused on tomorrow and the next time and the next time and next week and next month and next year and your next job and your next relationship and your next house and your next neighborhood, that you don't appreciate and fully maximize today. Hey, if your hair is nappy today, enjoy that. I know we call it natural. Y'all pray for me. Enjoy your nappy hair and know that it's going to be converted to happy tomorrow. There we have it. But for today, I'm just grateful, because I know it sounds humorous, but what I'll tell you is that while you're complaining about a bad hair day, a cancer patient with no hair would love to have your bad hair day any day. So it is so imperative that we live for today, but look forward to tomorrow. I got this concept this morning. I was riding my bike, and I do bike rides, long distance bike rides, pretty regularly. And this morning, when I started riding my bike, I usually do at least 10 miles when I go out. I might do more, but I know I'll do at least 10 when I go out to ride my bike. And I'm out riding my bicycle, not my motorcycle. I'm out riding my bicycle for exercise this morning. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I do the same route all the time. I do the same routine all the time. I do the same path all the time. And it dawned on me at that moment, right when I wanted to change it up, about no, the power of routine, about doing something intentionally voluntary until it turns into something involuntarily intentional. And so at this point, when I leave my house, I know exactly where to go. I know about how long it's going to take me to do these 10 miles. And that is contributing to my body, but I commit to developing my mind, my body, and my soul. So even while I'm riding my bike, I'm listening to positive music, or I'm talking to God, or talking through some things to myself. Because contrary to popular belief, I know that people have told you that you are crazy if you talk to yourself, but I think that you are crazy if you don't. If you have all these ideas, all these things hitting you from so many different ways in life, why in the world would you not take a moment to weigh the pros and the cons? Why in the world would you not take time to consider your options? So I got this concept about the power of routine while doing my bike ride this morning. And I hope that if I did those 10 miles for nothing else than to get those 5 nuggets for us, I hope that they have blessed your life. I hope that you would apply them to your life. I always want to give you something that is applicable, something that you can do literally after we get off of the scope. So the whole idea of the motivational message is that I'm trying to inspire you, but I'm trying to connect that inspiration with momentum. I'm trying to connect that inspiration because you're going somewhere. I just want you to get there on purpose. Hey, I hope you have enjoyed Monday's motivational message. I want you to get connected and stay connected with me. It is my joy. It is my honor. And I am humbled that you give me access to your life, whatever part of your life that you give me access to, whether you are church members on the scope, and I'm honored to serve as your senior pastor, whether I'm your childhood friend, adult friend, or just your social media connect. I thank you for this. Hey, I want you to connect with me through other forms of social media. If you are not my Facebook friend, what's wrong with you? No, seriously, become my Facebook friend if you're not already. My name on Facebook is Nelson A. Henry, my actual government name, and you see a picture, so it kind of makes it easy for you. If you haven't, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram at Pastor Nah, N-A-H, at Pastor Nah. Follow me on there. Of course, you'll follow me on Periscope. Hey, do me a favor. If this information is good for you, it'll be good for somebody else. So will you please invite your followers? I would love to connect with them. This is a medium and a tool that I get a chance to do what it is that I was born to do. And what I was born to do was develop people. And so this gives me that opportunity. This affords me that opportunity. It's not the only way I do it, but it affords me that opportunity. Hey, I hope that you are creating healthy routines in your life, healthy habits in your life that is producing, that is processing you and producing for you what it is that you intend for it to process. One last way to keep in touch and to stay connected with me is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Nelson A. Henry. That's all together, no spaces, Nelson A. Henry. And you will see this Monday's motivational message and others. So if you think that this message will inspire other people, but they're not on Periscope, I am going to upload this in just a moment to YouTube. I'm also going to put it on my Facebook page, and it's also going to be on my Twitter page. I need you not just to be connected to me, but now I need you. And hear my appeal before I go off. We are so used to being consumers in our society. You have consumed good, practical, sound teaching for the last 15, 20 minutes or so. Now I need for you to change from being the consumer to being the connector. Not even the producer, but the connector. Will you do that with me? I hope that you will. Thanks so much. Until next time, keep walking by faith and look good doing it. Be blessed.